Microsoft has 100 billion reasons not to certify artificial general intelligence. And now so does OpenAI. It turns out that Microsoft and OpenAI have cemented the financial terms for what the OpenAI board will consider as the definition of artificial general intelligence. Now, stick with me. The OpenAI board and Microsoft have a partnership relationship where, in return for essentially providing them sponsorship as a startup, the OpenAI board will return 75% of the profits of OpenAI to Microsoft until artificial general intelligence is achieved. That has always been fuzzy. It has always been a vague definition. People have commented how vague that was and noted this is not like anything Microsoft's lawyers have signed before. Well, Microsoft's lawyers got around to cleaning that up, and I think they did so because they saw '03, they saw what's coming in 2025, they knew the conversation would get harder. Satya Nadella, CEO of Microsoft, knew the conversation would get harder. And so he wanted to have it now and clean it up before the new year started. And what he wanted was a clean, clear financial definition. If artificial general intelligence means that general intelligence does economically valuable work, you can argue that means it has to generate profits, and that means it has to generate a particular number. I think that is the reasoning. It still strikes me as a terrible line of reasoning. Intelligence shouldn't be measured by the profitability of the machine. But that is exactly what OpenAI and Microsoft have agreed to, $100 billion worth. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, how often have companies generated $100 billion or more in profits over the life of the firm? It is extremely rare. It is like 10 companies rare. Like, I'll list a few. Saudi Aramco has done it. Berkshire Hathaway has done it. Apple, of course, has done it. Microsoft has done it. Now, Microsoft has only generated $600 or $700 billion over the life of the firm in profits. So if they get another $100 billion out of OpenAI, they've added like an eighth to their total company lifetime profits. It's a huge number. And OpenAI is not positioned to generate that money anytime soon. In fact, they are burning money faster than they can bring it in because they have to build new data centers to train what's next. And so it is quite likely, like 99.99% of companies to have ever existed, that OpenAI will not ever generate $100 billion in profits. And if that is the case, then there is no way, really, in practice, for OpenAI to dissolve the partnership with Microsoft, it looks like. And if that is the case, then Microsoft has earned pole position in one of the key model makers' intelligence advances. OpenAI is doing things with O1 and O3 that, while they may not have a super strong technical moat, considering how fast rivals like DeepSeek are coming along, it's still breaking ground. It's still innovative. It's still a position you'd rather be in. And Microsoft has the controlling interest in OpenAI at this point. And it's going to stay that way for the foreseeable future. I've seen newspaper accounts that say for the next 10 years, and I look at it and I say, they'd have to do $10 billion in profit a year for the next 10 years to get to $100 billion. They're not close to that. They're losing money hand over fist. Amazon didn't generate $10 billion in profit a year until quite recently. And so if you think about it, this is a very, very long-term play from Microsoft, and it means that likely we will have what is functionally general intelligence, maybe even functionally superintelligence, and Microsoft is going to have a nice, handy interest because it hasn't generated $100 billion in profit yet. And that may be the greatest work the Microsoft lawyers have ever done, and I think it's an absolutely terrible definition of intelligence. Like, that is not the correct definition. What do you think?